Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how I made this bride snow globe tumbler. I added lots of sparkly elements and white elements to this tumbler, and I think it has the perfect wedding vibe. I'm gonna walk you through everything step by step. I started with this 24-ounce double-walled plastic tumbler. This one is pre-drilled and intended to be a snow globe tumbler and comes with a rubber plug, which is super convenient. You can find a link to these and all of the other products I'm using in the description of this video. I find it easiest to use a digital scale to do my measurements right in the container I'm mixing in, but you can use measuring cups as well. For my snow globe mixture, I'm doing a 2-to-1 ratio of vegetable glycerin to water. So I mixed 128 grams of vegetable glycerin with about 64 grams of plain old tap water. I used a popsicle stick to mix well. Next, I added a few drops of white acrylic paint and sprinkled in some white mica powder to give the snow globe mixture a pearly white color. Once that was well combined, I used a plastic syringe to add some of that mixture into the hole in the bottom of the snow globe tumbler. I like to start with a bit of liquid in the tumbler before adding in any glitter to help prevent the glitter from getting stuck in between the plastic at the top rim of the cup. Next, I poured some chunky white glitter over the base of the tumbler and used a pointed weeding tool to guide it into the pre-drilled hole. I always just eyeball the amount of glitter I add until it seems like enough. The amount you add is totally up to you. I added a little more snow globe liquid and then added in some very fine white glitter as well. I did a few rounds of both types of glitter with snow globe liquid added in between. Once I was satisfied with the amount of glitter in the cup, I continued filling the rest of the tumbler with the snow globe liquid until it fully filled the cup and overflowed out of the hole. I let it sit overnight to allow some air bubbles to make their way to the surface. The next day, I soaked up the excess liquid and then plugged the hole with the included rubber plug. It has a really snug fit, so it can be tricky to insert it. I use my weeding tool to help squeeze the edges and push it inside. At this point, it was waterproof enough for me to give it a shake and take a look at the glittery snow globe mixture, and I was very happy with how that was looking. So next, I cleaned the cup with rubbing alcohol because the vegetable glycerin leaves a greasy film on the cup. Then I poured some UV resin over the base of the cup to cover the rubber plug. I do this in 2 thin layers instead of 1 thick layer to make sure everything is fully cured. So the first layer is just enough to spread over the full surface of the bottom of the cup. I used my heat gun to help it spread out evenly and pop any bubbles in the resin, and then cured it under my UV lamp for a few minutes. Then I repeated this step with a second layer of UV resin, making sure that the rubber plug was coated fully. Next, I wanted to apply these rhinestone letter patches down the cup spelling out the word bride. I applied these patches using E6000 glue. I mapped out the spacing of my letters and then started with the letter I in the middle. I spread a thin layer of E6000 over the back of the patch and placed it on the cup. Because the surface of the cup is curved and E6000 takes some time to dry, I used some painter's tape to hold down the patch tightly across the curved surface to keep it from popping up. I left that to dry for about an hour and removed the tape. Next, I did the same thing with the R and D letters on either side of the I, again gluing and taping them down and allowing that to dry for another hour. And finally, I repeated that one more time with the B and E letters, completing the bride text across the tumbler. Next, I wanted to tie in that rhinestone sparkle from the letter patches into the lid of the tumbler as well. If you've never rhinestoned or blinged anything before, I have tons of in-depth tutorials for rhinestone tumblers on my channel. My favorite glue is called Gem Tack by the brand Beacon, and I transfer it into a precision tip bottle. I like to use a wax pencil to pick up and place my rhinestones. And for this lid, I'm using Crystal AB rhinestones in various sizes. I prepped my lid by sanding it with sandpaper to rough up the surface and help the glue and rhinestones adhere to it better. Then I cleaned it with rubbing alcohol and a lint-free wipe to remove the dust and any dirt or oil that could be on the surface. I started by outlining the outer edge of the lid with SS16 stones. I always start with outlining any straight lines on my project to keep it looking neat and tidy. Next, I outlined the inner straw hole with SS8 stones. Once those 2 outlines were done, I worked my way along them both with mixed sizes of Crystal AB stones to fill in all of that space of the lid as tightly as possible. This technique is often called the scatter method, which means I'm just picking up and placing various sizes of rhinestones wherever they fit. And I'm placing them together as tightly as possible so that there are no visible gaps of space in the lid. If you use mostly larger sizes of stones and just use the smaller sizes to fill in gaps as necessary, you'll get this done much faster than placing a ton of itty bitty stones. And here is what this lid looked like when I finished covering it completely in rhinestones. Next, I added this little sparkly white bow to the straw for one more bridal touch to finish off this tumbler. And here is the final result. I love how this one turned out. I think it's the perfect bridal cup with the white and silver colors and all the sparkly details. A bride would feel so cute drinking out of this while getting ready for the wedding. As always, make sure to hand wash custom tumblers like this and treat them with care, but this is absolutely a functional cup you can drink your beverages out of. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what sort of projects you'd like to see in the future. See you later!